Hey everybody, Retrofied here. Today is day 20 in this month-long marathon leading up to the Switch 2's launch. And I can't believe I'm saying it's day 20. We've made it so far into this month that the Switch 2 is right around the corner. So for today's video, I wanted to talk about some of my most anticipated games for the Switch 2. So if you guys are excited about the Switch 2, make sure you let me know what games you're excited about in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do because we are so close to 500 subs and I want to try to get there before the Switch 2 comes out. So hopefully we can smash this sub goal before the Switch 2 releases. So without further ado, let's get into some of my most anticipated games. So these are games that have already been announced. I'm not going to talk about any games that are probably coming out but haven't been announced yet, just to make everything simpler. So for my first most anticipated game, Mario Kart World. I am so excited about this game. It was revealed actually yesterday or the day before that they've been working on this game since the Switch 1. It was supposed to release on the Switch 1, but they never had time to actually finish it. I've always really been big into Mario Kart. I think it's one of Nintendo's most fun franchises. And this new game is huge. There are so many tracks, there are so many different combinations of driving from track to track that the game has over like 100 tracks in it. The open world concept for a Mario Kart game is so cool, and this is a launch title for the system, and that just makes it 10 times better. Because like I said before, this is a summer release. Imagine just playing this game with some friends or some family over the summer. It's like a huge summer blockbuster with a new system, and I'm just so excited to play it. I think my favorite part about this game is all the different tracks. There are so many. There's such a huge potential for this game. They could add new tracks with adding new worlds to the game, but I think the big open world we're getting just looks incredible. When you look at it first, you kind of think it looks like a Fortnite map, and it does. But I think it just looks really cool. Another really cool part about this game that I'm super excited about is all the costumes. I know 100% Nintendo's going to add more and more costumes later down the road, probably as just a free update. I doubt they would charge for new costumes. They might charge for new characters later down the road, but I feel like at the start they're going to come out with a bunch of new outfits, a bunch of new carts for people to download for free. But the outfits we have look really good, and there's so many different character options, and I know we're going to be getting more, but the character options we have now are incredible. This game truly looks like it's like the Smash Bros. Ultimate of Mario Kart. Also, one thing that I really hope about this game is that they kind of get rid of the duplicate characters. If you know what I mean by Silver Mario, Pink Gold Peach, there were so many duplicate characters in the game, so hopefully with these costumes they get rid of that. So for my main critique about this game, I feel like the open world aspect of the game isn't that crazy. It feels like there's not much to do in it, just other than driving around. So I hope they add something to it that really makes it like a fun mode, because just driving around from track to track just to like get a feel for the tracks doesn't really make a lot of sense. But hopefully later on they add something cool with the open world. I mean, it's still a really cool thing they're adding, don't get me wrong, but it shows like there's not much to do. So moving on to number 2, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. This game looks incredible. I loved Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and I love the Zelda storyline. It's one of my favorite parts about the games. It's what gets me to play every single one, but the storyline is so good for these games, and I'm so glad that we're actually getting a prequel that isn't a different timeline like we got with Age of Calamity, that actually explains the story of like 10,000 years ago in Tears of the Kingdom. If you played Tears of the Kingdom, there was a huge storyline in it that Zelda basically went back to the past, but we never really saw a lot of the things she was doing, and to see everything that happened and to actually get a connected storyline to like Tears of the Kingdom looks awesome. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom aren't really rooted with the rest of the Zelda storyline, but this game hopefully will add some connection to the older games or add some connection to some of the newer games. It looks so much fun, but I'm mainly getting this just for the story, but the gameplay in the last 2 Hyrule Warriors games was really good. If you guys like 1v1000 fights, you should definitely pick up this game. But now on to my main critique about this game. So if they don't pull some time travel shenanigans and bring Link to the past, then the roster of this game doesn't look that crazy. It looks like all we're getting right now is Zelda, Rauru, and the Sages. And that's not a lot. It's also not a lot of notable Zelda characters. Like in Hyrule Warriors, the first one, we got so many Zelda characters. It was genuinely like everyone was there. And then Age of Calamity, we got more characters through time travel. But the characters we had were still good. We had all the champions, we had Link, we had Zelda, we had the King of Hyrule. there were a lot of characters to play as, but for this game it looks like there's not that many because there weren't that many characters made for that time frame in Tears of the Kingdom. So hopefully they add more characters somehow to the story without using time travel and making the game not canon, because they said on the website that this game is canon, which is great. But I feel like that's not that big of a deal, that there aren't a huge amount of recognizable characters. We're going to see these 6 sages. We're going to see what they look like, who they are, and get a lot more lore in this game, which I'm very excited about. So now, last but not least, Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream. This game looks amazing. I made a video a couple months ago about the trailer when it was released that's already debunked, but this game is incredible. I loved Tomodachi Life so much on the 3DS. I'm still playing it to this day. I make new saves every now and then play through them, but it is such a fun game. It's such a weird game too, but it is one of the most fun games on the 3DS, and now we're getting a sequel to it on the Switch 2. Yes, we're also getting it on the Switch 1, so it's not that huge of a deal when you try to put it with the Switch 2, but we're going to be getting some upgraded form of the game when it comes out on Switch 2. We're already seeing this with like Metroid Prime 4, but we're going to get some upgraded form of the game, whether it have more content or just better graphics. It'll have something new. Maybe it'll have something to do with game chat in it or game share. Like maybe game share could act as some sort of Street Pass feature, because Street Pass was a huge part of that game. But this game releases in 2026, so it's still a good bit away. Hopefully it comes out earlier 2026. I feel like they would release this game in the summertime, so we're looking at probably a year still, but I'm just beyond excited for this game. It's its own completely new game. It has its own new island. It looks just so unique. I hope you can customize your own island because it'd be really cool, but the game looks so unique and the art style is completely different than the older Tomodachi Life games. So now for my main critique about this game, it's not really about the game, but I was hoping that we would get Mii's back on the Switch 2, but from the looks of it, we're not. Just because of the fact that they're back in the settings. Why were we not getting a new Mii Maker or Street Pass Mii Plaza or anything relating to Mii's? So for this game to just come out with a system that doesn't even like the Mii's doesn't make the most sense, just because they're back in the settings. Why not have a Mii Maker app that isn't just a boring white background Mii Maker? But that's really my only critique with this game. I hope they do it well, because Tomodachi Life, like I said, is one of my favorite games ever. So I hope they do something really good with this game. I still don't know how they're gonna really do it without the Street Pass or Spot Pass, but Spot Pass can just be added through updates, but Street Pass is a whole different thing, and sadly we're most likely not getting Street Pass back. But those are my most anticipated games for the Switch 2. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and tell me what games you're really excited for, because the Switch 2 comes out in less than 2 weeks. So make sure you guys got your pre-orders in. I have a guide coming out soon on how to get one, so stay tuned for that if you haven't been able to pre-order a Switch 2. So like I said at the start of the video, I'm trying to get to 500 subs by the Switch 2's release, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more of these videos in this month-long marathon. So I will see you guys tomorrow.